Welcome back! My name is Baller Scuba. This is Video Games Over Time. We are still in 1985. Today, we're going to talk about Hang On. The story of Hang On takes us back to Sega. We have talked about Sega several times before, primarily as a publisher. Sega was responsible for developing Zaxxon. For Hang On, Sega turned to Yu Suzuki. Yu Suzuki was hired by Sega in 1983. The first game he worked on was Champion Boxing, which was released in 1984 for the SG-1000 console. Sega was so impressed by the game, it would be ported to arcades simply by putting an SG-1000 in an arcade cabinet. For Suzuki's next game, he was inspired by his love of cars and motorcycles and wanted to make a 3D game. Since this was still not entirely possible, Suzuki helped design the Sega Hang On hardware, which would feature two Motorola 68000 processors that allowed 3D effects while using advanced graphics for the time. Suzuki's main goal was to make a game that was better than Namco's Pole Position. Sega's research showed that GP500 racing was popular worldwide, so Suzuki started researching the sport for the game. He was inspired by Freddie Spencer, who had just won a motorcycling world championship at just 21 years old. Two different cabinets were designed for the game. The first was a relatively straightforward cabinet with a handlebar and levers. The second was a deluxe cabinet which featured a full plastic motorcycle that could be tilted along with the game. The music for the game was done by Hiroshi Kawaguchi after Suzuki heard that Kawaguchi played in a band. Suzuki wanted the music to sound like a band would play it. Kawaguchi did not code the music into the game himself, but sent demos of the songs to a sound programmer who put it in the game. Hang On is a racing game. The player plays as a motorcycle rider who must lean their motorcycle, or hang on, to turn the tight corners of the track. The player must beat the clock to advance to the next stage. If the player beats all 5 stages, the game will end. Sega released Hang On to Japanese arcades on July 2nd, 1985. Hang On would be released to North American arcades on July 22nd, 1985, and European arcades in September 1985. That is a brief backstory to Hang On. With that now told, it's time to play the game for ourselves. And here we are in the game. This is Hang On, as you can see, released in 1985 by Sega. We get a little bit of a demo here. You can see that our starting, like a lot of racing games, is not going to be the best. We have the high score list, and that's about it. So let's go ahead and get into the game. There's not going to be a lot to talk about, so we might as well get into it. Oh, a little bit more of a demo, but yeah, you basically start behind everybody, pick up speed, and then slowly pass them once you get up to speed. Pretty standard stuff for racing games, at least at the time. Let's go ahead and get in, see what we can do. Go! As fast as you can. And we'll do what I can here. Okay, kind of lean into it a bit. Now I don't have the full setup, of course. I don't have a giant plastic motorcycle in the recording room at all. But we will do what we can with the controls that we have, which is much more basic and frankly what I'm used to. Okay, there we go, and we're doing pretty well. It might actually be easy. Oh, all right, slow down a little bit. There we go. Get back onto the track. Nope, oh, it's getting twisty. But we're doing all right for ourselves. Just stay in the middle of the track, don't run into anybody else, and we should be okay. Am I lapping people, or am I still passing them? Alright, extended play! We get to keep going. Because I made it in time, and I hit somebody else. And, oh, that is devastating. Might not be able to recover from that. Luckily, I had a spare motorcycle somewhere. Should be alright. Alright, let's keep going. Oh, slow down. Didn't anticipate it going that bad. Okay. There we go. Do what I can. Yeah, it does remind me a lot of pole position. It's hard not to see the comparisons there. Okay. Oh, this way. The more twists, the harder it gets, but I'm down to just a few seconds here. Will I be able to pull it out? Doesn't look like it. Nope. Yeah, it's so close to the next little checkpoint there. Alright, but easily the high score today. Easily. You're not gonna let me, like, move things around here? Like, I can't seemingly do anything, so... Oh! It's actually the gas pedal that moves it from side to side? Sure. Sure. Why not? We'll know for next time. Maybe I can beat it next time. Done. Alright. We'll do one more run of it, but I think you guys pretty much got the idea here. Go! I mean, we're going really fast. This is a lot of speed. What is that? 260 kilometers an hour? It's like well over 100. I think we might be... Ow! No! Not at the forum! Yeah, we do have ads everywhere. Bridgestone, I actually do recognize that one. They make tires. Let's see if I can't do a little bit better next time, because this one might already be a sunk run. We'll see if I can't at least get past the first stage again. Okay. It's not necessarily about beating everybody else, it's about getting to the checkpoint. But getting past everybody would be nice. There's the checkpoint. Okay, as long as I don't crash on this one. No, well, alright. Clip somebody else's tire, I think. Not sure I'm going to be able to beat my score from the last time. Come on, let's go as fast as we can, which is pretty much my strategy all the time. Just hold on to the gas pedal pretty much, well, not pedal, but hold on to the gas button basically as long as I can until I get, you know, to the point that I'm turning and I clearly can't make it if I hold on to the gas. So there we go. Doing, don't want to hit you. And now we're going hard this way. Oh, another one. I don't know who that is. But luckily we have all these spares. Not even going to be close to the last one. Yeah, not even close. But I got the second high score. Alright, let's actually put my initials in properly here if they allow me. And then, does it cycle around with the gas? Yeah, that's such a weird way to do it. Like, why wouldn't you do the left and right? But there we go. End. Alright, so, that's pretty much as best as I'm going to be able to do. Maybe I could do a little bit better, but that is the game. So, with the game played, it's time to talk about how it holds up today. Playing the game today, I did have fun playing Hang On. With that said, I didn't have the full experience. I wasn't on top of the motorcycle leaning it from side to side. I was basically just using a joystick and a button. But I still had fun playing it. It's still fun playing it that way. But of course, if I was on the motorcycle, tilting it, trying to go through the track, that probably would have been more fun, more of an immersive experience that way. But the game is, fairly straightforward. It is a racing game. It is based on, and I think slightly improves upon, the formula for pole position. It is very similar to that game, except you're on a motorcycle and you are leaning into it, right? And you're hanging on. I think that there is a bit of an upgrade in terms of the gameplay and being able to make it through the track. I did enjoy actually making it through the first checkpoint. That's actually enjoyable for me, and I wasn't always able to do that in pole position. So the fact that they made it slightly easier, I think is to the game's benefit. But overall, it is a racing game, so there's not really too much to talk about. I think the graphics hold up well. I think the sound actually is an improvement. It does feel like a more of a soundtrack instead of just kind of an accompaniment to a game. So it feels like more effort was put into the music. I think the graphics and sound both hold up well. I think the gameplay holds up well. It's straightforward. It's not going to be complicated for you. It's a racing game, and if you enjoy racing games, this is going to be something for you. In terms of recommendations, would I recommend it to a modern audience? I would recommend it if you are interested in the history of racing games, kind of in any context. But in terms of the best experience, of course, you're going to want to get that deluxe cabinet with the motorcycle to try to get the full experience. And that would be recommended to pretty much everybody. If you can find that, put however many quarters it takes to play, get in the game, and see what you can do, tilting the motorcycle as you go. And that's my modern take on the game. When Hang On was released, it proved to be very popular. By October 1985, the game had sold over 7,000 units, becoming a bestseller in most regions. Hang On would be the highest grossing arcade game in the United States in 1985, and the second highest grossing arcade game in the United Kingdom. Critics at the time also enjoyed the game. In particular, they enjoyed the graphics and controls of the game. The unique deluxe cabinet with the tilting controls was seen as quite an innovation. As time has gone on, Hang On has retained its positive reputation. It is seen as an innovation for bringing in more of a motion simulator aspect to arcade games, and is sometimes cited as a turning point for the video game industry, not only for the controls, but also for the music compositions. In 1985, the game was ported to the SG-1000, though it was marketed as a sequel named Hang On 2. This game did not prove to be very successful, however. The game would see other ports and sequels. We will keep an eye on these as we continue. As for Sega, having another successful game developed in-house would keep the company developing video games. We will hear from Sega again. As for Yu Suzuki, he would continue to create video games at Sega. We have not heard the last of Yu Suzuki. As for Hiroshi Kawaguchi, he would also continue to create music for video games at Sega. We will hear from Hiroshi Kawaguchi again in the future as well. That will do it for the story of Hang On for now. My name is Baller Scuba. This has been Video Games Over Time. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in our next video when we go to the school dance.